Howdy folks, Brother Jim reporting here at End Times Prophecy News from Gateway Pundit again. Here are the 4 White House witnesses. Grandpa Chucky Schumer wants to call at Senate impeachment trial. Pull up your glasses a little bit there, Chucky. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on Sunday evening sent Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell his opening pitch and listed 4 White House witnesses he wants to call in to testify at the Senate impeachment trial. Schumer sent a letter to McConnell requesting he call 4 White House witnesses to testify in the Senate impeachment trial. The 4 White House's witnesses Schumer wants to call in refuse to testify before the House impeachment sham show trials. Schumer also suggested to McConnell how much time should be allotted for testimonies and arguments from witnesses and counsel. I propose that the total time allotted to testimony by each witness be limited to not more than 4 hours for the House managers and not more than 4 hours for the President's counsel. Why would he say that if they refuse to testify? They are Mick Mulvaney, acting White House Chief of Staff, John Bolton, former National Security Advisor, Michael Duffy, Associate Director for National Security, Office of Management and Budget, and Robert Blair, Senior Advisor to Mulvaney. Schumer also proposes that the Senate issue subpoenas for a limited set of documents that we believe will shed additional light on the administration's decision-making regarding the delay in security assistance funding to Ukraine and its request for certain investigations to be announced by the government of Ukraine per the letter obtained by Axios. Did you get all that? The full House of Representatives is expected to vote on the impeachment articles on Wednesday. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? Or are they going to postpone it again? If the House votes to impeach President Trump, the impeachment gets bounced over to the Senate, where 2/3 of a majority must vote to convict President Trump in order to remove him from office. Meanwhile, there are currently only 47 Democrats, including 2 independents who caucus with Democrats in the Senate, and 53 Republicans. That would mean that we would need to get, 67 out of the 100 senators. We would need to get another 14 of the Republicans. I'm sorry. There's 47. We would need, another 20 Republicans to vote to impeach Trump. Meanwhile, they don't even have all the Democrats who are going to vote to impeach Trump in the Senate either. Assuming there would be no Democrat defectors, it would take 20 Republican senators to flip on Trump to get to 67 votes in order to convict him and remove him from the White House, which is highly unlikely. It was recently reported that McConnell will move to immediately acquit President Trump and clear him of all charges. It's really rich that now. Let me just say about this move right here by McConnell, that's against what Donald Trump wants. He wants a full Senate impeachment trial to expose those wicked Democrats. But see, McConnell is a rhino, so he doesn't really want to do that. He's obstruction of justice, isn't he? It's really rich that Schumer is making demands of McConnell after Stalinist House Democrats completely railroaded minority members and denied President Trump due process. McConnell should tell Schumer and other Democrats who are making demands to go to hell. Speaking of hell, in the state of California, DMV accidentally re-registering hundreds of voters as non-affiliated. What? Whether by intent or incompetence, California officials are once again feeling the heat from another voter registration kerfuffle. This round involves the DMV's new motor voter program, which automatically registers people to vote as they get their driver's license or change their address. You don't need to prove where you live. You don't need to prove that you're a legal alien. You don't need to prove that you're a U.S. citizen. You don't need to prove anything. You don't even need to prove that you're alive. You can be dead. And we'll just automatically make you a Democrat voter. The DMV has accidentally been registering people as non-affiliated instead of the party they actually signed up with, even if they had previously been registered to vote with the party of their choosing. Wait a minute, that makes it sound like there's a lot less Republican voters as illegal aliens, wouldn't it? Yes. Fresno Bee initially reported at least 600 Californians, including lifelong Republicans and Democrats, have had their voter registration unexpectedly changed, and several county election officials are pinning much of the blame on the state Department of Motor Vehicles. Oh, it comes from high up. You know, people like Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, and the governor, Gavin Newsom. Oh, yeah. So anyway, that's the sick thing that's going on in California, because when they try to make California blue again and against Trump in their sham vote in 2020, you already knew it was coming, because we already changed your Republican status to Democrat. Okay? So get over it. You don't need to be asking questions, do you? Police tell woman homeless guy has right to attack her. Seattle mayor caught flubbing police. Hires as officers flee. Oh, please. Crack kills, doesn't it? About 20 miles northeast of Seattle lies the sleepy suburb of Monroe, as the plague of Seattle's homeless problem spreads. New homeless camps have begun popping up in Monroe. One woman has been making complaints about the local police and has begun taking pictures of the camps as proof. This nearly landed her in the hospital, as one of the homeless guys took offense to her photography. Even more alarming was the initial response from the police. Giovanna Edge, a Monroe business owner, said that problems with drugs, public camping, and other crimes have gotten out of hand in the city. You need to stop it, Giovanna. Stop showing any proof of what the elites are doing. They're using drugs on the street. They're using in front of businesses. They're stealing from people. They're coming into the neighborhoods. She said it's really bad. Stop it. Get over it. It's okay. Everything's under control. When she noticed that there was a new camp set up under the awning of a private business, she decided to report the trespassing to police. Edge pulled into the parking lot and rolled down her car window to get a better photo. At that moment, the man she was photographing came up and threw a reddish liquid from a bottle all over her. She did not know what the liquid was, but described it as putrid smelling. It went all over the inside of my car, all over myself, all over the outside, she said. She immediately rolled up the window and called 911, but before she could finish dialing, he was back. This time he was raising a grapefruit-sized rock above his head as if to throw it at her. Edge said that the rock was big enough to be a deadly weapon. She drove away and called police, this time to report the assault and attempted attack. What police told her astounded her. He told me that the vagrant had the right to defend himself from my photography, she said, and he was defending himself with the rock and with this bottle of liquid. The chief of police got word of this and was none too happy. Monroe Police Chief Jeffrey Jolie called the suspect one of that core group of 15 to 20 individuals that we're dealing with on a repetitive, constant basis. The city of Monroe is working toward getting people housed and off drugs. We give them clean needles, okay? Just like San Francisco. A homeless policy advisory committee was added this year, and a city social worker program began 3 years ago, where we are now bringing in transgenders to teach you how to have sex with another transgender. That will help you to get off drugs, okay? Don't you just love our transgender stripping? I am frustrated, and when I first heard about this particular incident, it's kind of shocked me, coming from out of state, to hear that it wasn't a violation of law for somebody to throw a liquid on somebody's car, he said. And that was very aggravating. Still, Jolie said that it could still be considered a crime, especially if it is found that the liquid was thrown on the inside of the car. In a photo taken by Edge, drops of fluid can be seen on the passenger seat. Jolie sent the case back to the city prosecutor for review with the recommendation that it be charged as malicious mischief. While King County does not prosecute personal possession amounts of drugs, Snohomish County Prosecutor Adam Cornell is turning attention toward low-level civility offenses and has introduced a plan to once again start prosecuting less than 2 grams of drugs. The mission we're carrying out is to have zero tolerance. Jolly said of the Monroe Police Department, if there's a violation of law, you're going to go to jail. Right. As you let the Antifa rage. The suspect is now in jail. As it turns out, he was wanted from other recent crimes in the area. I'll let you read the rest. Thank you for listening, and may the Lord bless.